Hi everyone, good morning, good evening in whichever part of the world you are. Rishabh this side, founder and CBO for GoML, a niche solutions provider in generative AI. And I have a very special guest with us today. I've got Ulrika, who has been one of the first and the initial few clients that we onboarded at GoML, and she's still engaged with GoML, 8 months down the lane. Really happy to have you, Ulrika. First of all, thank you so much for taking out time to doing this, right? But why don't we get started with a quick introduction about you, Ulrika, and probably what you're building over here.
Yeah, sure. And thanks for having me. Great to be here. My name is Ulrika, and I have founded a company that I call Solarplexus. I'm calling him from the northern Sweden, so it's a little wintry here in the background. And my background is that I've been in sales and marketing my whole career. So that is one of the cornerstones into this, that I've been head of marketing and Nordic marketing manager, marketing specialist and everything, and being this person sitting hands-on with segmentation and creating content to these different groups. So I know really what kind of job that is and how much work it is. And then the other cornerstone into this is that I've been working with RPA and AI for the last 6 years. So then even though that I am not a techie person, I have some kind of understanding of this new technology and what you can do with it and the limitations and stuff like that. So these two combined together, and then I created Solarplexus, and have got this great help from GoML to make it a reality.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ulrika. And see, I've been in the sales and marketing world for like almost a decade now. And I really feel that this is something that we really need, right? Because one of the biggest challenges that I've seen with marketing is, especially when we start doing mass outreach and all that, is there's no touch of personalization, right, that we actually have with our customers. So there's
Yeah,
no attachment that the customer has to such marketing campaigns, right?
yeah.
So I definitely feel it's a good challenge to solve. But at what point, right, Ulrika, you started thinking about, that there is a business challenge, all of us agree, right, in the market. But at what point you thought probably a technology, especially a technology like GenAI, which is so young and nascent in the market, right? At what point did you think probably this can be coupled together with this business challenge and then, the great product that you're actually envisioning?
Yeah, for me, it took a few months after ChatGPT came before the coin sort of dropped with me, and then I really realized that now there's this great technology that can solve this. So because what I feel in the market space is that I mean the marketing is expensive and it's inefficient, and it's getting more and more difficult to really cut through the noise, right? So marketing departments, they create these always on strategies in all channels, and we then on the receiving end, we drown in spam and we delete before reading because it's not interesting and it's not relevant. So the whole point of making it personalized down to almost an individual level, and then I think we can create much better dialogue with the end users, and we can also build stronger relationships. So that is what I'm taking to market and trying to achieve. And your guys are helping me build it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the biggest, I always tell this to my marketing team as well when we start with, right, is that we spend a lot of effort in designing these campaigns, right? I think we spend probably, if I look at it, probably 50 to 60% of our marketing efforts go into these outreach programs, right? But then the conversion that we actually get is generally single digit and lower single digits, right? So I've always debated the ROI of such campaigns, right? But I think what you're actually building now definitely helps us build that ROI, right? Or plan for that ROI at bigger than. So absolutely right. But one thing, as all of us know, and I think you also made a good, announcement on your, channel, is that AWS is also investing because they see potential in this product, and they're also, investing into your
Yeah.
product to obviously a strategic partnership with GoML that we have, like being a GenAI competency launch partner, being a focused GenAI partner. How do you think probably, the partnership with GoML, right, helped you secure that funding with AWS? And number two, how do you think probably, leveraging that funding is helping you build or scale your product?
Yeah. And that is of course amazing. I mean, I'm so super grateful for that. And I think also maybe one of the reasons why Amazon got their eyes on this is because everybody's talking about personalization, right? But most people, when they talk about personalization, they actually mean marketing automation. which is building these event chains. If you send this email, you open it, and then you get this email, and then you get this and stuff like that. But that is not at all what I am thinking. I'm thinking more like you can totally combine this with the marketing automation. But then it's really that you make it super personalized to that individual. So you know if what industry they are in, what title they're in, what purchase history you have, and stuff like that. So no more sort of mass communication, no more spam. That is my vision.
Absolutely, Ulrika. And how has your, like, you've been as I highlighted, I began this with, like, you've been one of the first customers, one of the first few customers that we onboarded. So first of all, thanks a lot for trusting a young startup like GoML in this space, right? But we've almost been working together for, 7 to 8 months now. Like, we've been engaged. How has your experience with the GoML team been? How do you feel the team is? How our partnership with AWS is benefiting, and so on? Would love you to probably spend a couple of minutes on that.
Yeah, sure. No, but I think it's been great working with you guys. I think that we have been very good terms, and I also think you have been very patient with me, not being a super techie person. But I think that what I bring to the market is, or what I bring to the team is the end user perspective. So I'm more like, okay, but the end user, they won't understand this, and no, this is too complicated. And then I go, oh, okay, and then you solve it on the techie side and stuff like that. So I think that it has been going really, really well. And I mean, we're still working on it, right? So it's not a quick fix, small little thing. We're building an enterprise application to help real companies solve real problems. So, but things are going forward. I think we're making progress, and we are in beta, and we will start to push this, and then we'll see what the market says, and then of course we'll incorporate all the feedback that we get, and then we continue building on that, and then we'll build an even better application.
Absolutely, and I think Ulrika, what we tell all our customers, first of all, obviously it's a match made in heaven, right? That you bring in the right business perspective, and then probably the tech team, the GenAI experts that are there, probably help you build or transform that into more technically viable product, right? And this is something that we've also realized earlier in our journey, and we always tell our customers as well, is that probably start small, right? And GenAI is the perfect technology to probably start small, prove that initial wins that you've already done, and then probably start scaling your products. Right, that's what Solarplexus is now doing. So I think you guys are on a great path. Just one piece of advice that I'd want our listeners to get from you is that while a lot of companies are, a lot of even CIOs of enterprises are still contemplating how do they start leveraging GenAI, right, in their use cases or create business ROI around it. Right.
Yeah.
What's your last piece of advice for your counterparts in the industry? How to probably start building on this technology?
Yeah. I think it really depends on where you are and what you want to do, but I think that you should really find the real problem that you want to solve, and then figure out what technology is available to solve it. Because I've seen so many in my previous jobs. I've seen so many times that, okay, here's this new cool technology, let's see what we can leverage of it. We don't really know how it works, so we create an innovation project, jam it into our processes somewhere, and see what happens. And then it's like that is very seldom a good thing, right? So I really think that you should really solve it from a real business point of view, and then leverage on the new technology that is there. And I think that I can hardly see any area where AI will not be relevant in the future, right? I mean, we're going to see it everywhere. But I also really feel that marketing is such a great use case for it, because marketing, I mean, it's not your annual report, it's not related to patient safety, it can be a little bit fun, it's not the end of the world if it's a little bit hallucinative. So, I mean, and everything that is done is extrovert, right? So it's meant to be shown. And then, of course, at where we are now, I mean, the models are getting better and better, but where they are the best is text and image, and that's exactly what marketing is all about. But then, of course, I would today not just take anything that was AI generated and push it out to the doors. I mean, I definitely feel humans are still super important, and we need to validate it, we need to quality assure it, and we also need to make sure that it has the creative layer that it deserves. But AI will do the heavy lifting for us, for sure.
Absolutely, and that's why we have the human in loop engine, right? But Ulrika, this was really helpful. I really appreciate your time and being a customer with GoML. Hopefully, we'll continue to add value to your journey, right, as you launch the product further. And for our viewers, we'll definitely have a link, but do try out the product that Ulrika and team have built, right? It's a very, especially for marketers and sellers like us, it's a brilliant tool to probably start consuming. And
Yeah.
again, Ulrika, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure.